race or what gender you are, which should be that way. Should have been a long time ago. It shows us that these things, these rules, these uh, kind of norms were not right. They were just built that way at that time for certain individuals. I guess they wanted to keep their power or whatnot. Hey, and we are here once again. And I just wanted to share real quick a small, I call it small, but something that's coming through, and I want to share with everybody here on how this whole I always my series is with quarantining, and we've been home, and I've been making videos now since I've been having time, and there are some times where I know that the guilt comes up, right? When I'm like, I have free time and I don't really jump on and do anything, and I don't really do anything, as we call it, so and such productive. But there's always a small part of me that says, there's a time for everything. If you listen to my videos, you'll see me repeat it time and time again, and that kind of gets away from the guilt. But we don't know how much longer we'll be in this position, whatever position we're in, whether it's good, bad, whatever way we view it. But one thing is for sure, that we're in it, right? And we want to make the most of it. I've heard it a lot of times as well. A lot of individuals talk about it, but whether it's good or bad, whatever situation we're in, we want to remember it, because it doesn't last. Whether it's a great feeling or a bad feeling, whatever it is, it can only last such a long time. And sometimes we seem to forget that, and we carry or base ourselves on how we're feeling or where we're at in life, on how we're doing things, or if we're doing enough, if we're not doing enough. This is kind of I feel that the norm that we've been given, the narrative in society, that we have to have these things in order to feel useful, right? Men, I'm a man as well, right? If I say that well, but men will kind of, given the narrative, at least for me, my culture, Spanish culture, men are supposed to be the supporting, um, I would say, half of a family, right? The main breadwinner, as they call it. And I always felt that, why, right? My question was why, right? Why can't two people come together and support each other? Why is it that the man has to do all the work and the woman just does? This is gonna probably trigger a couple of people on here, but I'm okay with that. The man is always the breadwinner. Why? And it's always been questioned, like, okay, it's just how it has to be. It's always been done. Where, like, who started these rules and these mandates in life, where I think everybody's different. Everybody's different. Some people like that, some people don't. Some people are able to do that, some people are not. And I think it doesn't make you any less of a person or a man. And sometimes a lot of men, I know in my situation, we might feel a certain way because we're not able to provide in that capacity to our partners. And not only does that affect you, I think, as a man, it affects you as a mental health, because then you're feeling less of guilt, shame, and then you're kind of questioning everything, right, of your existence. And I think that is where it gets tricky. And I feel that now, in a new generation that we're in, and all this women empowerment and equal equality for equality for everyone, women, no matter what race or what gender you are, which should be that way, should have been a long time ago. It shows us that these things, these rules, these kind of norms were not right. They were just built that way at that time for certain individuals. I guess they wanted to keep their power or whatnot, but they weren't the right thing. But they were done every single day. They were still doing it for years and years, and it was just and people were committing suicide, alcoholic, depression, and the things were still being done. Like, it was a good thing. It was okay. It was just part of the process. And then it's not until now that we're kind of realizing that these things are not normal, right? These things are not okay. And I think that goes a lot in society for a lot of things, right? Not just for the woman empowerment and for the equal rights, for a lot of things that we kind of are, in, ingrained in and used to it. And we're, it's like, where, does these things exist? These things are not, you know, written for life. These are certain circumstances that fit certain individuals at a certain time that we don't live in anymore, right? And I think we're kind of afraid to change that. We're kind of afraid to go against it, be the outlier as they call it, and look like we can maybe be made fun of, look weird, the person maybe mentally not okay. But that's, at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You want to start becoming that, right? You want to challenge, question, understand where, why do we do things? Where does it come from? How can we do it better? Can it be done better? How can we all come together and become supportive of one another, right? And not being a weak sign, or like we're weak or you're not able to handle yourself. No, these are times where we want to come and be the best of ourselves. Understand that it's okay. So sometimes we want to question even some certain things that are being said, that you have to be a certain way, do certain things a certain way. Question it. Why? Where does that reign? Why? Is it going to benefit me? Is it not? Is it just to benefit